This is Chris Spiker and Aaron Goldstein taking a break. So my next guest, Julie Montague, Director of Marketing at Palmdale Regional Medical Center, and Scott Miller, Liaison of, I can't remember the rest of it.
Palmdale Regional's the Rehabilitation Institute.
And this is Stroke Month.
It is Stroke Month, yes.
Well, every month is Stroke Month, but this is a month that's been chosen to educate the public.
It's probably better to say it's Stroke Awareness Month.
Stroke Awareness.
Yes.
Thank you. And there's a pretty good radio campaign right now for FAST.
Yes.
I listen to that, and you hear it a few times a day, and it makes you start thinking about the warning signs.
It does.
Absolutely, yes. It's important.
Strokes can happen to anybody at any age. Yeah.
Very unpredictable.
Unpredictable. Well, how's a way we can make them more predictable? What do we need to do to keep from strokes happening in our lives?
It can start with a healthy lifestyle, education about how to prevent a stroke, healthy lifestyle, like I said, about maybe healthy eating, being aware of what you're eating, exercise, regular exercise, and that all is a start really to preventing a stroke. Not smoking, reduce alcohol consumption.
Wow. Appear on the radio once a year or so?
Appear on the radio once a year?
At least.
At least.
Minimum.
At least.
A minimum of. That's a recommendation. You're not a doctor, but you might as well be. You told somebody out in the lobby you were.
No, that was you, Chris.
Oh.
That was you.
So Scott, because you're going to do most of the talking. Julie's just here is she your driver today?
Yeah, I'm the driver.
My driver.
Can you tell me a little bit about the facility, Palmdale Regional Medical Center?
Sure. Well, the Rehabilitation Institute was opened just over a year ago. It's a 27-bed unit. Each room is a private occupant room, so you get that privacy when you stay there.
Right.
The unit has a ADL kitchen, which means activities of daily living. So while you're at the Rehabilitation Institute, you're going to get those therapies that are needed throughout your stay there. So the activities of daily living kitchen just kind of helps guide the patient back to better understanding of safety, proper body mechanics, maybe reaching up for a cup or bending over for a pot or a pan. We have a laundry room because your stay there, all guests get to wear actually their own clothing. So part of the rehabilitation process is doing your laundry, doing the therapies around that. Again, proper body mechanics. We have a beautiful dining room that overlooks the valley.
Yeah.
You can stay there, eat. You don't actually have to stay in your room as well. You can go into that dining room at any time, hang out, watch television, play games, puzzles.
This must be on the third floor then.
It's on the second floor.
Really?
Yeah, second
There's a view
floor.
on the second floor.
There is a view on the second floor. Yeah, and really it's beautiful.
It is an amazing view.
Yes, of the valley.
Yeah, I really do. I recommend it. There's nothing like it.
And you know what, I decided I'm the translator because body mechanics, meaning people have to learn all over again what to do when you've had a stroke, typically. Possibly just one side, but so you're learning to cook again, you're learning to do your laundry again, you're learning to use a restroom again in many cases. So the body mechanics meaning
Wow.
learning how to do it.
In your brain you know how to do that, but it's
Your
getting
body's
It's the
not
communication
compliant.
again, right?
Wow. And then if you lay down too long, then you don't have muscles.
Right.
That's right.
Ouch. So this facility was already in the hospital? You've just assigned some of the space to this specialized rehab center?
The facility was actually created as a rehabilitation facility. It wasn't a converted unit, so it was built kind of from the ground up and put into the second floor. So that's where they designed and created this.
We still have built, shelled areas in the hospital. It's still being built out as we speak. So there's still a couple of areas that need to be built out and will be eventually with other services. So the Rehabilitation Institute was part of the plan.
Some years
have
from
that.
now, you'll look back and go, gosh, we should have built it even bigger.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah, we need another floor.
It's an amazing facility. Is the hospital available for tours, or can people come over and
Absolutely.
take Julie out to lunch and the Palm Cafe?
Or Scott.
Or Scott.
I'm here too.
So, yeah, to share the facility.
Oh, absolutely. I encourage tours with anybody that would like to come. I'm available. We do give tours. We try to give all our guests that do stay there the opportunity to have family come over before they are admitted and see a tour of the unit, just so they get a better understanding of the care and what will be going on through that process while they're at the Rehabilitation Institute.
That's got to help with the healing.
It does, 100%. Actually, being located, we are the only acute rehab in the high desert. So having this service available to this community has been amazing. And all of our guests that stay there, their family are just around the corner there. They can come and visit, in which we have no restrictions on visitation either. So we actually have a fold-out couch that family can stay at.
Do you have HBO on the TV sets?
You know, HBO, I'm not sure. I have not seen HBO.
That was kind of a trick question.
That was
Sorry.
a trick question. You
Yeah.
promised no trick questions,
Yeah,
Chris.
You don't want family getting too comfortable there in
Right.
private rooms, you know. So
We try to make it home while they're there, though.
yeah, and they feel comfortable, which helps in the healing, and they're not on the freeway for 2 or 3 hours going to visit.
It's a tough drive for a lot of people, and some people can't make that drive. So being local and within the community, it helps out so much. And we actually encourage the family to become part of what we call an interdisciplinary team. So they're part of that care team. So the family, the patient, the doctor, the nurses, the therapist, they're all on the same page. The family knows what's happening each day with therapy, when their therapies are, and what's to take place and what's expected that day. And and we encourage all questions. So if they do have any questions, those are answered as well.
I got to know, what's the journey that brought you to Palmdale Regional Medical Center?
You know, the hospital is, as a student, I went there and I fell in love with the facility. The staff's amazing. Just everything about that facility I really, really fell in love with. So being a nurse, I kind of went through my nursing career, and fate have it that I ended up at Palmdale Regional on a recommendation for acute rehab liaison.
Did you open the facility?
I did not open the facility. I came after it opened, about 7 months after, I think. So I've been there for about 8 months.
What are some of the diagnoses that you treat?
So we treat a very broad range of diagnosis, basically from what we would call like a bilateral knee operation. If somebody had an operation on both of their knees, you know, they need their knees to walk, so that's a diagnosis that we would accept there. We do traumatic brain injuries, amputations, and of course, being stroke month, we do stroke, which we've had incredible success with. All the patients that we've had there, but some amazing success with our stroke patients.
You hear when somebody's had a stroke that they're getting something back, or it's all coming back, or you know, they get the use of their arm. The body's amazing.
Yeah, it is. It really is. And you know, we recently had a article in the paper about Jimmy Lee Cochran. She was sort of featured as, because she was, I think, in her 80s, had a stroke, and just made this. But she made an amazing recovery, but it had a lot to do with her, because she just was a little spitfire. She wanted to get better, and so she, you know, she was kind of whipping everybody else into shape, I think. But then her family, which was huge, they were all there all the time, every step of the way. They knew what she had to do. They knew when she did leave the facility and went home. They knew exactly what they needed to do for her, because they were there every day, watched what we did, took her home, did exactly what we did, and she just made an amazing recovery.
Wow.
Yeah, absolutely. She became part of that team that we talk about, which is so vital. is so crucial to that, gaining back that independence. And one other thing is that, the American Heart Association and the American Stroke Association both recommend that patients that unfortunately do suffer from a stroke, that acute rehab is essential to them getting better and getting that independence back.
And it's important to note that there's life after stroke.
Yes.
I mean, it seems devastating, and it is, but you can recover.
You can recover, and there's a program available, and people are excited about
Yeah.
helping you come back.
That's right.
Oh, yes,
That's what we're there
absolutely.
for.
Do you need to be admitted to the hospital in order to be eligible for the
That-
rehab?
You know what, Chris, that's a great thing, is that I can get consults from home, doctor's offices, skilled nursing facilities, but we definitely want patients to know that they have a choice and that we have that Rehabilitation Institute within the community and it's local.
Yeah. Probably some doctors don't realize that the service is here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're getting the word out.
We're getting the word out.
Thank you.
And it's Stroke Awareness Month.
Yes, it is.
And talking with Scott Miller and Julie Montague from Palmdale Regional Medical Center. Thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think I saw the article in the paper. It got me thinking.
Yeah,
We needed to do something.
that's right. Well, there you go.
Thank you. We love the folks over at Palmdale Regional Medical Center.
Thank you, Chris.
You bet.
Thank you,
Appreciate being
Chris.
here.
Take care.
Mhm.